In this video, we're going to talk about 5 things that I absolutely love about Phoenix and 5 things I could do without. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Greg Corbett with the AZ Lifestyle Group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. If this is your first time to this channel and you're looking to find out everything you need to know about what it's like living in and or moving to the Phoenix metro area, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you can be notified whenever we post a new video. We are helping people from all over when it comes to finding the best place to live here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving or relocating and you need any assistance whatsoever, make sure to give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when it comes to moving to the Phoenix metro. All right, so today we're going to take 5 of the most popular topics when it comes to living in Phoenix and give you a truly unbiased opinion on what the pros and cons are of each. There's a lot to like, but there's definitely a downside to everything as well. So let's get into it and you can decide for yourself whether the good or the bad comes out on top. So topic number 1, I'm going to go with our desert landscape. So on the pro side, I tend to think our views get overlooked and oftentimes taken for granted by a lot of people, including myself. If you look at just the Phoenix metro area itself, there are plenty of little mountainous areas and little rock formations that surround us all over, providing amazing views wherever you go. You also have access to some of the most beautiful areas in the entire country when you think of places like the Grand Canyon or Sedona or Lake Powell or Antelope Canyon. There's so many places out there in this state that are absolutely gorgeous. And then on top of all the landmarks we also have some of the most beautiful sunsets, I mean really all year long. And then during monsoon season, we also have these incredible lightning storms that light up the entire sky. I'm sure you've seen those as well, but those are absolutely incredible. All right, so on the con side, one of the things that I haven't been too crazy about living here is the lack of trees and or greenery. And I think when you're flying in here from anywhere else in the country, it's definitely something you notice when you're coming in on that plane and you start looking down. As someone who was born in California and actually grew up mostly in Colorado before moving down here, it's definitely something I miss quite a bit and something I look forward to anytime I go back there or anywhere else in the country that is super lush when it comes to landscape and greenery. All right, on to topic number 2, probably everybody's favorite topic, the weather. All right, so on the pro side, I mean, why do people like to live here? Why do people move here? We have sunshine 95% of the time. We don't have that much rain. We don't have any snow, barely any freezing temperatures, maybe outside of January. So there is a ton to like about what we have weather-wise. You know, from my point of view, I don't think there is any better weather anywhere than what we have here January through March. And even though, again, January can cool down a little bit, I mean, when we have anywhere in the temperatures in the 60s, low temperatures in the 40s, and then kind of in through March where we're in the 70s and 80s, it's fantastic. And everywhere else is kind of dealing with a lot of the winter weather stuff. We're sitting in beautiful weather, enjoying ourselves outside. You really can't be anywhere else that's got better situation than that. You also don't have to worry about any of the big weather emergencies. You don't have to worry about hurricanes and tornadoes and blizzards, any of that. We do have, you know, when it rains here, it comes down pretty good, so you might have a little bit of a flash flood here and there, but for the most part, you can pretty much avoid all the typical weather nightmares that you get coming from other states. And then, of course, on the con side, you know, June through September, they can be difficult. It tends to start off like you can deal with June, you got the hot temperatures. July, you tend to have people go out of town for the 4th of July. I think it really starts to get to you in August and September sometimes. It just starts to linger on in those triple-digit temperatures and potentially, you know, 110 plus kind of temperature range. That wears on you a little bit. It's part of living here, and I think most people still prefer having those high temperatures in the summer than maybe dealing with some of the extreme cold and snow during the winter. The other thing that is a potential negative, I know it was from my end, is once you're living in Arizona, especially if you're coming from a different state, there's not really the seasons. You don't have the holiday season when it comes to like October, November, December. We're still just seasonably warm here. So it just doesn't feel like you have that transition. I know growing up in Colorado, it was nice to have kind of the leaves change and kind of smell that air that you knew that snow was coming, that type of thing. You don't have that here. The seasons just don't feel like and the holidays just don't feel kind of the same as what they used to. But on the other side of that coin, once January 1 hits, I don't worry about the seasons anymore. January through March are the best ever. All right, so topic number 3, let's talk about the lifestyle. You know, everybody's probably gonna have a little bit different point of view when it comes to what lifestyle is, but on the pro side here, if you are an outdoor enthusiast, we definitely have a lot of places for hiking. Obviously the golfing here is incredible. There's fishing, boating, there's a ton of year-round festivals that are going on all the time. Or you can just create your own little backyard oasis. I know there's a ton of us out here. We've got the pools, we set it up super nice, so we can just come out and enjoy your backyard and really create the environment that you really want. The nice thing is this lifestyle can also be taken throughout the entire year, even during the summer, whether it's your mornings or evenings. We tend to spend a lot of time out on the patios. You might have the misters running if it's a little warm outside. That'll cool it off a little bit, but we spend a lot of time on our patios out here. Some other great lifestyle activities that we get to enjoy all year round because of the weather include food festivals, music festivals, sporting events, lots of different concerts. There are so many things out there all year round, and there's definitely something for everybody to enjoy. All right, so on the con side, you know, with all the activities and everything we have here and the weather to go along with it, we do tend to attract a lot of visitors and a lot of people visiting, which increases the traffic by a ton. So I'd say from that perspective, dealing with the traffic is definitely a negative of the lifestyle that we live here. But the good news is the traffic doesn't last all year long. We don't have to deal with it except for probably a few months in the really high seasons. And then we also, from an overall point of view, our traffic is probably still much less than some of the other major metro areas that you might be coming from. All right, so topic number 4, I want to talk about our food and nightlife scene. So on the pro side, if you like to go out and you love great food, I mean, Phoenix is a really hard place to beat. It is really a melting pot of some of the top restaurants and chefs in the US, and there are a ton of great options that serve some of the best food from all over the world. And thankfully there are just as many of the dive restaurants as there are some of the higher spendy 5-star restaurants. You also have a lot of great nightlife options, with Phoenix and Scottsdale leading the way there, but a lot of other cities have continued to improve, especially places like Gilbert, which now has a pretty impressive downtown district, so you don't have to go too far when you're living out in the East Valley. On the con side, going out tends to be more and more expensive, and we're starting to see some of the average restaurants maybe charge some premium pricing, which I'm not a big fan of. And I can tell you now that we've been spoiled by some of the really great places, I'm kind of a food snob. I probably won't go out to some of the other places and spend the money. And now that I compare food and what the costs are, I'd probably just rather stay at home and make dinner there. One other major con, and kind of a bummer right now, we're currently in the 2nd week of the shutdown, so as of right now, within Phoenix, Scottsdale, and all the Metro Phoenix for the most part, because of the coronavirus, none of our restaurants are open. Hopefully they open back up sooner rather than later. I know everybody's being extremely cautious right now, which they should be, but we're all hoping for the best and hoping that not only that we can go out and break bread together, but get everybody back to work. On to topic number 5, let's talk overall location. So on the pro side, when I'm talking about overall location, I'm kind of thinking when it comes to proximity to some of the fun locations that you can head to. If you need to beat the heat or just need a short weekend getaway, there are a ton of popular destinations that are within a short drive or flight. From inside Arizona, you're super close to places like Flagstaff, Sedona, Prescott, Pine Top. The towns are limitless as far as places you can kind of get away and beat the heat and just kind of see some of the cooler parts about Arizona. And the nice part about that is when you're getting up into some of these other locations, you can go to a lot higher elevation, you can cool off during the winter. You do have access to a couple of the mountains to go skiing. You've got Snowball and Sunrise available. You can potentially see some snow. I know we've had it recently over the last couple winters here, people being able to get away, break away, and bring their family up to play in the snow a little bit. And then outside of Arizona, obviously we're super close. We're a 45-minute flight to Vegas. We are an hour flight into most of Southern California. Obviously the drives are pretty quick and easy too. We do have our own beach down in Mexico called Puerto Penasco or Rocky Point. That's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive away, where you can have a pretty cool town down there, down in Mexico, and enjoy that as well. All right, from a con side location wise, I mean, Phoenix is very spread out. You may have heard this already, but you're gonna need a car when you're here. For the most part, it's pretty limited when it comes to walkability. There are certain neighborhoods that have decent walkability. We have a little bit of good walkability here in Arcadia, maybe the Biltmore area, maybe downtown Phoenix. But for the most part, you're gonna need transportation. And when it comes to our mass transit systems, I think we're still trying to build up the light rail to actually make sense for a lot of people. Still a work in progress there. So we're still a little behind when it comes to mass transit. So definitely be prepared for that when you're making the move here as well. All right, so hopefully you were able to learn a thing or two with our top 5 pros and cons of living in Phoenix. I know there are a ton of other questions you might want to know out there and other topics you might want to learn about. We are doing a ton of videos about what it's like living in and moving to Phoenix, and they're all to support you. So make sure to let us know how we can help. Keep us posted if you have any questions. And again, we are helping so many people when it comes to finding the best place to live here, and we absolutely love it. So if you need any assistance whatsoever, make sure to give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when it comes to moving to the Phoenix Metro. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.